Hey everybody, here is a new video. You know me now, I guess, if you've seen this channel already. If not, then my name is Jeffrey. For the Dutch people among us, it's Jeffrey, because we don't really say the J. And in this video, I kind of want to talk about the health issues that I went through and still have. It's not that I have like very bad health issues, I would say, but I do see that a lot of people are talking about this as if it's a good thing these days that you've got health issues, even though they're absolutely not. They're actually really, really bad. And people need to discuss this more, because I just find it weird how it's being glorified so much on the internet, that when you've got an illness or a disease or some kind of mental problem, that it's supposedly a good thing, because that way you can basically go and explore it. But like I said, it's being glorified online, especially on social media, I've seen, as a good thing. And I don't understand why people think that way, because it's just not that good at all, to be honest. So, for starters, there is another video that I want to make very soon. I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload this. I'll upload this in, like, I don't know, maybe a week or something like that, because I don't want to just upload videos every single day. I don't want to do that, and it's for a channel like mine that's so small and it's just about me. It's not really a good idea to do so anyway. So you can probably tell I kind of changed the graphics a little bit, I would say, of the camera. So now you can actually see, hi, the real me. Because I had this fuzziness going on, and I found that really annoying, and I still do have the fuzziness. But I can change that because of the lighting and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting here in my room, and I don't have a professional room or anything like that. So this is basically just, this could look like a video from back from 2006, I guess. But yeah, anyway, so, plus it's growing back really quickly, because that's what's always happens to me, so it grows really fast. But anyway, I'm getting off track again. So, I wanted to talk about my health problems that I have. And one of the ones that I have is my left eye. So, my left eye, this one right there, right? This one here, hello. That one has color blindness, while the other one does not. And so it's really weird how to explain it, because I've heard people say that that is not possible. I've heard people claim that apparently you should have like both of them, or in that sense. And the reason why I'm having my sunglasses on is, well, it kind of looks cool, right? But the reason I have it on is because I use it for light problems, so that I don't get any migraines or headaches and stuff like that. So when it's really lighting and whatever, you can see me with my sunglasses. So if I go somewhere, like a dentist appointment or anything like that, then I actually have my sunglasses on my face, even if it's hard for the winter, or like in maybe when it's like around nighttime, where, you know, in the evening or something like that, I still have it, because that's just what I need for my eyes. So I already had people looking at me in a weird way sometimes. They're like, oh, why is he walking around with his sunglasses? And I really don't care, but that's the reason why. And so because my eye has like color blindness, I continuously see this weird flickering the whole time. And for right now, I don't really have it all that much, but when the more tired I get and the more sunny it gets outside, so I'm like, when it's like a very sunny day, extremely sunny day, and I'm at the beach, then it gets real bad. Then it just goes incredibly bad like that. Like flickery is how I always call it. And when I close my eyes for just a little while, and I open it up again, both eyes, I will see everything in blue. So this eye will see it anyway, but everything else will see it in blue. And it's really, is it annoying? Yeah, because I am aware of it, that it's not normal, of course. But I've always had this issue. But I've noticed, since I'm getting much older now, it's getting worse. I've noticed that it's getting worse. And it's the same thing as with floaters. I have lots of floaters in my eyes, But I've heard that that's something that you can do something against with lasers, but I'm kind of afraid that if I do that it might damage my eyes in that sense, or do something with my brain, anything like that, and it might make things worse. So that's why I kind of don't want to do it, to be fair, even though I've heard that it's a good thing if you do it. So I have some floaters in my eyes, and so every single time when I look at the camera, I get these things continuously popping up everywhere. And now when I have my sunglasses on, I don't have it. I don't really see it that much, but when I look normally, I see them immediately, right? So it's really weird, but it's the same thing with light. So when it's a very sunny day and I look at the sky, the very blue sky with no clouds, I can barely see anything. I just cannot see anything at all. It's like really, really bad. I can't see a thing. So that's why I have my sunglasses on, to protect me for the most part. So I feel like a vampire sometimes when it happens. But like 20 years ago, I had this issue as well, but I had no floaters back then. And had nothing. And now when I reached in my 30s, it got real bad. Like it immediately went, like when I reached my 30, actually like 30 years old, it became really bad. For some reason it was like, oh, now you're 30 and now you get all the health problems. In that sense, like bam. So that is what happened. So the next thing I have, and I'm sorry if my bed is a bit messy. I'll clean it up after the video, I guess, because that's what I always do. But this time I haven't done it. My next issue is I have a thing that is, I see a lot of people talking online about insomnia and stuff like that, and it's almost like everybody has insomnia these days, and I'm like, you don't know what this is. You have no idea. You don't know how insomnia actually is. It's just, to me, it always feels like they're pretending to look cool online or whatever. And to be fair, I got something that, God, what it's called again? And it's a defensive mechanism. It is called. They gave it a name these days. It never had a name before. It's like. It's called body rocking, is how they call it. And so that's what it's called. It's called body rocking. And so what it is basically, it's really weird to explain this because nobody in the world knows about this except my family or people that know me really well. So it's really strange. And I've never told this anybody. So basically what it is that when I try to sleep, I turn around with my head real bad. That pillow that I got over there is to protect myself from not falling out of my bed, and it's sometimes it's really, really bad, and I can do it for hours. So imagine you're laying in bed and you have your arm like this and you turn around like that and you do it the whole time. I can do that for hours and hours and hours without stopping, and it makes me fall asleep if I do it. It can make me fall asleep. So I'll put this off so I can talk to you better, guys. But yeah, it makes me fall asleep. Which, yeah, it's really weird to explain this to people because I've spoken about this before, and then people were like, "How do you fall asleep? How is that possible?" And with my ex-girlfriends a long time ago. I used to kick the shit out of them, out of the bed, because of it, and I do other stuff. But it also happens when I also do it. I do it when when I'm awake, because it feels nice, and I've been doing it my whole life, so it feels nice. And it maybe there's like some hormone or whatever that triggers it, and it makes it feel nice when I do it. But it was also when I was a kid. I will make a new video about this. This video is not going to be about that. It was a defense mechanism for me. And so throughout the years when I slept, I just kept doing it. And I always did it. So I can sleep still and calm. I can. But I have to be really tired. If I'm not tired at all, or I'm too busy in my head or whatever, I'll start doing it. And so that happens usually every day because of it. So when I used the kickbox a long time ago, that's when I like fell asleep immediately and I was gone. But when I had a very tough day, sometimes I was also really tired, and then somehow I just couldn't do it, and I just start doing it again because I've always been doing it. So it was really it's not frustrating, I would say, because I don't know any better. But I can accept and understand why some people might think this is weird or whatever. But like I said, I've experienced a lot of things when I was a child, like a lot, and basically that just I would say that stayed behind it. I keep doing it, and so because of that, my sleeping pattern is way different than normal people. Let's say normal people. I don't take medication for this at all, and I'm not planning to, because I feel that it's just not worth it to do so. Um, and also it doesn't work on me. I've tried trainings, sleeping training stuff. I've been to the hospital for it to check it out, to try and figure out what the problem is, and um, and the only things that people told me is that maybe if I start moving again, as in sports, if I do that again, because I haven't done it for a long time, it might get a little bit less. Like I will do it less, because my body will then try to fall asleep. You'll have less thoughts in your brain. But on the other hand, I'm also like, if that's the case, why did I do it when I went to school and I had a job? And why did I do it when I went to training exercises and stuff like that? I still had it. So there were just times when I didn't have it, but most of the time I do. So that's always something that was on my mind. But it has to do with my past. My past, like I said, was really bad. And so it comes out of your body, right? Let's say that. I also want to make another video about the paranormal stuff, like paranormal things. Because that is also something I've experienced as a child and have lots of stories to share. So that is something I want to make a video with as well. And I want to see what you guys think about it, because I believe in it though. So and I've seen it myself. So you cannot convince me that it doesn't exist. I know that it does. The question is, for the people that have never experienced such a thing, is more how do you accept that such a thing exists if you have never experienced it? That's really, I would say that's really difficult for some people, I think, because they have never experienced such a thing. So it's probably all baloney. It's probably all not true, right? And there's a lot of like stuff happening online these days that are pretty much scams, and people taking advantage of other people's feelings with like TikTok scares and stuff like that, right? Fake images and videos and so on. So it makes sense a lot of people don't believe in it because of it. But that was not what this video was about. But anyway, that, like I said, I always go off track. That's just what I do. Anyway, so that is an issue that I've experienced my whole life since as a kid, and that's how I sleep. So like I said, when I had my ex-girlfriends, I used to just beat the shit out of them not because I wanted to or whatever. It just happened. Like I said, I just start turning around, kicking, stuff like that, and yeah, they happen to lay next to you. So then that happens. But I don't do it like I never want to hurt them, of course. But that just happens in your sleep. It doesn't happen when you are in your normal consciousness, I would say. And I also feel that because of it, it's really difficult to tell this to people how this is. Because when I went to the hospital and I checked this all out, and they made a video of me, they made a video of how I slept and stuff like that, they told me that I was really bad in it. Like I had it really bad. I was one of the worst that they've ever seen. That's how bad it was. And so they told me like, hey, listen, can we use this footage that we've recorded from you? Can we get permission to show this to students so that they can learn how people sleep? And I was like, yeah, sure, you can use it. It's fine by me. I'm like, if people can learn and understand that other people have different sleeping patterns, or they can understand how some people feel when they are not understood, and they have these issues and whatever, then I'm like, yeah, sure, you can use these images. If it helps people, do it. I don't care. But of course, I was anonymous, right? I was anonymous with this stuff. But have you ever seen these images? If you ever worked with this kind of stuff, maybe you've seen my images someday. I don't know. That would be kind of funny. But yeah, that's what I experienced as a child and till day. And so this is that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. Is that it's really difficult. It's really difficult to explain this to people when they don't have these issues, because they're like, don't be such a wuss. Nothing is wrong. But imagine you're trying to sleep for 8 hours every day, every night. I would say not every day, basically every night, and you're awake for a week long, for a week, because you cannot sleep. You cannot fall asleep because of this what I have. But at the same time, you also need to go to your job. You also need to go to your school. You also need to go train and stuff like that. People have no idea how that is. People just think that you're just talking out of your butthole and it's all just a bunch of lies, or you're faking it, or in that sense. People have no idea how it is. Really, they have no clue. And so it's really difficult to explain this thing, because they are only aware of it if of course they're only aware of it if they know you. But like I said, all my ex-girlfriends that I've been with, and right, they have experienced it with me. So it's really strange to say it now into the outside world, to say such a personal thing to you guys, because you know me, I just say everything that's on my mind for the most part. But this is something that I usually try and keep a secret, because it's not really understandable for a lot of people. People don't understand this, and it's really weird to them when you tell them that's the way how you sleep, and then they see you do it, and they don't understand it. They just look at you like, huh? That's weird. Why are you doing that, right? And yeah, it's weird. It's weird to explain it to people. Am I ashamed of it? I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I keep it a secret because people don't understand it. But I'm not ashamed of it at all, because it's a part of me. It's who I am. And I don't escape from that. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just part of me. It's who I am. And yeah, and that's why I keep it a secret, because if you tell people, they're always like, huh? And they're like, really? Okay. And they think it's nothing, or it's not something that's easy to, or that's like something that you can just deal really easy with. But if you have lots of stuff on your mind, you cannot sleep, if you have lots of stuff on your mind, you experience a lot of things that are bad, you do unhealthy things, and I can go on with this, you start to understand how much that takes a toll of you, of your mentally and physically. It really does. And so that's why I'm making this video, to just get this off my chest, that this is a thing that I experience every single day. And it's just something I wanted to share. So I hope you found that interesting. Right? Wink, wink. with the left eye. And do you have any issues that you would like to share with me, or think that's something you've never told anybody before but you want to tell, if it comes down to like mental problems? Because like, that's the thing. I'm not crazy. I'm not stupid. I'm not crazy. I try to think in a logical way every single day, with logic, in an intelligent, logical way. But the thing is that, and realistic way as well. Yeah, you can have dreams, but if you're absolutely sure you cannot get these dreams to work because it's not realistic, you might as well just forget them, you know. And so this is how that's how I look at life, in a realistic way. So yeah, and this is just what I wanted to share to you guys. I just got off track and just thought about something and then it disappeared. That happens sometimes too. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to share. Thank you all for listening to my TED Talk, and I guess and I'll see you in the next video. All right.